Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me here today. I'm so grateful. In this video, I'm going to talk about a few things. Why unhealthy obsession might always lead to frustration, and most of the time, why people who are obsessed with a specific person might not see any success in manifesting them, or they just see a little success, some hot and cold behavior, but not something really solid and sustainable. This video is also going to be helpful for those people who do not understand if their behavior or thoughts are obsessive and they think it's normal. Because definitely thinking about the person we like romantically to certain extent is normal. It is going to be there. But there's a thin line between focusing on them in a really relaxing way, in a confident way, in a trusting way, and focusing on them too much in an obsessive way that everything in your life, in your day to day life, becomes about them and there's nothing remaining about you. So, through this video, you would be able to recognize the difference between these two things and understand if you are in this category or this category and what needs to be changed. And this will also work as a video for you to understand signs. Like these are the signs you are obsessed with your specific person. So, the first thing that happens when you are obsessing over your specific person is that it never really remains in your mind. Nothing, listen to me very carefully, nothing is ever going to just remain in your mind. Anything that you're obsessing over in your mind, because this comes first. Internal world comes first. Listen to me very carefully. So, anything you're obsessing over here will always, without fail, manifest in your behavior. Your behavioral patterns are the biggest proof that you are either in a relaxed state or in an obsessive state. Here, there's trust and confidence. Here, you feel like you're chasing something. There's no way ever that you can say, no, there are certain things, but I always keep them inside me in my mind. If you're alone and you're obsessed with a person, maybe you're not doing things that other people are able to see. Maybe you're not going out physically and doing things such as stalking them or trying to meet them or hang out with the people that they know just to be around them. Maybe you're not doing that. Maybe when you're alone, there's no one watching you and you're doing things such as stalking them on social media. Just because people are not seeing you does not mean you are not indulging in obsessive behaviors. If you're doing anything in your 3D, any behavior, any action that is obsessive, those obsessive thoughts have now left your mind and turned into physical behaviors. So, this is a really simple example. Does not matter if you're doing something when you're alone or whether you are doing it while people are watching you or people are observing you. Anything you're being obsessive about here will come out somewhere in your behaviors. Now, we know when it comes to manifestation that your internal world, the internal changes come first. So, tell me this, if you are obsessed with someone, how are you focusing on your internal world? There's not even any explanation needed over here. If at all you are obsessed with anything that is outside of you, whether it's a person, it's an opportunity, it's an experience, your focus is going to be outside. Your focus is heavily going to be on the 3D circumstances. What's happening outside? Is something changing? Waiting, exhaustion, frustration. When you're obsessed with something outside of you, your focus is always going to be on that object of obsession. And that is what is going to hamper your process of manifestation, because the 80% energy that should be going in changing your internal world is now going towards the 3D reality, which is a secondary thing. This is primary, this is secondary. So everything happening here is wrong. 80% should be here, 20% there, okay, it's manageable. But with obsession, 80%, 90%, or 100% is going to be there and nothing over here. So that's the first reason why if you're obsessed with someone, it will completely change your focus work and why it will hamper your manifestation and why you should not be obsessed with a specific person in an unhealthy manner. Now, the second reason of why manifesting a specific person from an obsessive state is not really a healthy thing to do when it comes to romantic relationships. The part of your brain that overthinks and overanalyzes becomes active so soon. Right on the first day, you start feeling something for them, right? Now, what happens is if you are obsessed with your specific person, you will give unfavorable meanings to their words, actions, behaviors, whether it's directly from them that you're observing or you hear someone else talking, saying something about them. Now, in the manifestation community, the most important way to manage your 3D and reality is to give it favorable meanings. Even if it's the most difficult situation standing in your face, with practice, this is how you become a master manifester. You give things favorable meanings. What happens when you're obsessed with a specific person? You give meanings to anything they're doing, right? The way they're breathing, the way their expressions are, the way they looked at someone just for 2 seconds. And 90% of the time, when it comes to romantic relationships, you're not really giving good meanings to these kind of gestures or acts. Now, because you are the creator of your own reality and on a moment to moment basis, you're choosing different kind of versions of people. If you give unfavorable, unpleasant meanings to situations or someone's behaviors and you dwell in it enough, you dwell in it enough on a regular basis, you invest your emotional and mental energy in it, that is the version you choose day after day of that person. Whatever meanings you're giving here are going to generate similar kind of thoughts for you. I am explaining you how this whole chart works. When you're going to give it a wrong meaning, that's where everything starts. Okay. You're going to generate similar kind of thoughts that could be around doubts, fears, triggers, right? Once you have those thoughts, the time between having those fearful negative thoughts and experiencing those exact feelings in your body is very less. That's why a lot of people do not understand what comes first, thoughts or feelings slash emotions. Okay. Whatever you think, it's always a thought that comes first. And behind that thought, it's a meaning you have given to something. It will manifest those kind of fearful feelings and emotions in your body. What will that be? That will come out in your behaviors. You will physically feel it in your body, and that will refuel the original thought you had. So now you get stuck in this chain of obsessive negative thought patterns. And this is when you start jumping to conclusions and start thinking about worst case scenarios. So I like to call this the hamster wheel. If you are a part of my membership group, you would know that I talk about this wheel a lot because it's easy to get stuck in this wheel. But once you're stuck, it feels really difficult to break out of it. If you can break out at the initial point itself, it's going to be really easy for you. Start at the root. Give favorable meanings to situations. Favorable meanings, favorable thoughts, favorable behaviors, emotions, and feelings. This is how it works. So, if you're obsessed with your specific person, more often than not, you will not give favorable meanings to situations. That is another reason to not be in an obsessive state. Because through that, you are just going to play with your emotional and mental state. And again, you would have to do all that work to manage those emotions, regulate your nervous system. No one can come and do that for you. So, by doing that, you are putting yourself and your inner world and your mental peace in a difficult place. The third reason you should not be manifesting a specific person from an obsessive state is you completely lose focus on yourself. Again, it comes back to the basics. Everything starts from here. Internal world will always come first. This is primary, that is secondary. So when you are heavily focused on them, it's about their words, their behaviors, their 3D, their past, their difficulties. If, again, just as I mentioned in my previous video, right? These are things that you can recognize if you give yourself some silence and clear your head and ask yourself questions. I want you to sit down and really ask yourself, have a good internal dialogue, and reflect back on your day. And if it's needed, do this exercise every day. Reflect back if you have not reached that place where you can, in the moment, mindfully understand that you are thinking about them. And every hour it's happening, and throughout the day, it's about them. Most probably, if you're in an obsessive state, you are not really someone who is mindfully acknowledging that on a regular basis. Okay, most of the time, not always. If the whole day all you have done is think about they, and there was nothing in your routine during the day that was about taking care of yourself, that was about not playing small, that was about not feeling like you are the prize, that was about not giving yourself enough respect and love and care, that should primarily come from you. Your own nourishment should come from you first, and then other people or romantic interests enter your life to enhance it further. If there was nothing about you, and not just one day, I'm not talking about you have taken care of yourself one day in this month during one Sunday, no. You need to choose yourself every day. Are you choosing yourself every day? That is a non negotiable. You choose yourself every day, day after day, and then it's the turn of other people. You are obsessing over them choosing you, having this desperation and urge of them wanting to be with you, having this craving of them chasing you. Okay, all your desires and fantasies will come into the picture. They should come after me, they should chase me, they should pay attention to me. With just these words, you understand this is an obsessive behavior. If the whole day this is all that's going on in your mind, you don't have a routine for yourself, you don't have things you're doing that make you feel better, because everything that makes you feel better is now in that specific person's control. Why is it in their control? Because you have given that control. What makes us feel good or not is something we allow people to do. It's not something they are doing to us. It has nothing to do with them. You have free will. If someone is not making you feel good, you have the free will to leave that situation, or you have the free will to sit in it. So it's never about the other people. No one has tied you down. You choose the situations and the experiences day after day. If you choose to stay in a toxic relationship, how much ever, I don't care how much ever power that person's words has, how much ever good that person is with manipulation and narcissistic behavior. If you're aware of these things, that that person is narcissistic, is manipulative, is toxic, just this awareness is enough for you to understand that in spite of these things, you are choosing to stay. And I know I don't want to be insensitive. It's always going to be easier said than done, always. But I'm just surrounded with such strong people in my life, including my friend circle, including my sibling, my family. We have been through such kind of worse situations. We have been there for each other. Okay, there have been some really serious, intense, scary situations. But it's always going to be your decision to either be in those situations or leave that situation. And it's going to come with its own set of drama. It's going to come with its own set of repercussions and circumstances. But it's your choice to deal with them and manage them. A lot of times, people do not really want to use their free will to get out of certain things because they do not want to deal with what comes after that, because it is unknown and it can be scary. But at the end of the day, it is your choice to either stay in something or leave. So, the bottom line is, why being obsessed with a specific person and having your thoughts and your daily routine and everything in your life about them and nothing about yourself shows how you see yourself. It shows that you will value yourself only when that person is in your life, because they will value you. So that will make you value yourself. You will respect yourself, take care of yourself, your body, your hygiene, your health, what you're eating, your exercise, everything. Once I get them, once they are in my life, then I'll be relieved. So then, I will do all of this for them. Okay. Or I will do all of this for me, whether it's for them or for yourself. But the condition is once things sort out with them or they come into my life. So tell me here, if you have been on my channel long enough, when you're not choosing yourself and if your reality is your reflection, how is anyone else going to choose you? This is such a simple concept in theory, but such a difficult concept for people to understand, because the first thing you let go of when you are obsessed with someone is yourself. You completely let go of yourself. And that's your first and last and only mistake, because you should never be letting go of yourself. If you want someone to choose you, you need to choose yourself every single day. The way you respect yourself, the value you give yourself, what you bring to the table, when you are confident about that, nothing or no one outside can make you feel small, make you feel worthless, make you feel like you don't deserve happiness or you don't deserve that perfect relationship. When your self concept is so strong, people can come and say things to your face and it will not hamper anything, it will not change anything inside of you. Just like a stranger, if I'm standing outside near my door, if someone comes and says something to me and passes by, it's not going to matter to me. This I'm talking about, if it happens to me personally, it's not going to matter to me. Because you're a stranger, I don't know you. And I know I'm not whatever you're trying to say. So why would it bother me? Okay. And this is a place which becomes really, it is kind of not a place you cannot reach, but people find it difficult, because I know a lot of people who get really easily impacted with strangers' words also. So for these kind of people, someone who's really close to them, or if it's a partner saying something to them, it's really difficult to not take it personally. So this is a little heavy stuff. It comes with practice. But even if you start that practice today, you will see a lot of difference in just a few weeks. When you bring yourself up, all your other desires, including that specific person, become your equal. When you keep yourself down or you keep yourself too humble, right? You play too small, then everything that you desire is always going to be on a pedestal for you. And you're always going to look up to it. And you're always going to think this is so much better than what I can get. And you're always going to be obsessed with it. You're always going to try to grab on. And this will really bring out a lot of unpleasant obsessive behaviors. So these were just a few out of many reasons why manifesting your person from an obsessive state can feel difficult, can hamper your manifestation process, can kind of stop sustainable changes from entering your life. Now, I know a lot of YouTube teachers teach it in a way where become obsessed with your desire, just make your mind completely about your desires. And I want you to understand that meaning of obsession is very different than unhealthy obsession. I actually never thought a simple word, we would have to explain it in so many different ways. But in the dictionary, it's just going to have one meaning, right? So there's a fun way of obsessing over something, the way other YouTube teachers explain it, that make your focus work techniques, everything during your day about them, right? But if it becomes too much, and if we actually understand the meaning of obsession, it's unhealthy. So do not enter this side as long as you are having fun with it, because I personally do understand the fun obsession because I've done it, but it feels good. So if you're not feeling good, you know which obsession you have, unhealthy or fun. The fun obsession feels really good. I've done it. I love doing it. When I like someone or I have feelings for someone, I do think about them a lot, right? Definitely not when I'm working. Um, I'm past those days, but I do in my free time. or they randomly pop up in my mind, but I think about a lot of favorable things and fantasies and dreams and what can happen. So that obsession is fun. It's moving you towards your end goal. It's focusing on pleasant narratives. Unhealthy obsession makes you focus on 3D more, circumstances, not internal. You let go of yourself. So it makes you focus more on unhealthy narratives. This is the most simple explanation I can give you between fun obsession and unhealthy obsession. So anything that you feel is disturbing your peace of mind and removing your focus from self, it's not good obsession. So I really hope this video helped you out in understanding where you are in your manifestation journey when it comes to your specific person. If you're looking for weekly detailed videos which are uncensored, more juicy, a lot of personal details from my life, you can join my YouTube membership group, which is linked below. My ultimate manifestation packs, other customized products, coaching, email, and one on one, everything is also linked below. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, have a great week.